What's going on, resellers? Hope everyone had a great weekend. You have stumbled across Hey Fro Sells. That's me, Hey Fro. Fro, Jeff, Fro, depending on which time of my life you met me. I am a full-time reseller. I've been doing this for 8 years full-time, 12 years, 4 years before that part-time. Started out selling comic books. And then I got into comic pressing and restoration a little bit, like cleaning and whatnot, and discovered that there was a way to buy comics and press them, elevate the grade and resell them on comics. And then did that for a number of years, and then I branched out into other niches. So I've been doing this a long time. If you're new, you're going to see reseller tips. This is like basically like a vlog format where I talk about just day-to-day stuff, business, eBay, dealing with customers, dealing with everything having to do with reselling. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. I went paddleboarding yesterday for the first time in my life. That was fun, but I think I'm a pass going forward. It is a lot of work. And yeah, I didn't fall in. I felt like I was one rogue wave away from it, but it was okay. Today I was going to go to the post office and do a mailing. I did not, so I do have a few things that sold today. I had 2 local sales. I sold a puzzle, some little puzzle thing, and all my local sales are on the community tab. And then anything that I've sold that doesn't not make it onto what sold is on the community tab as well. But you'll see 4 interesting items right now. But anyhow, the puzzle was 7, and I sold another bike today that was my wife's, that was missing a seat. And apparently this particular model, this particular make, Kuya Hora, I believe, was the name of the bike, and they've been out of business in this area for a while. So I didn't get much out of it. I just got 75 out of it, but really just needed to clear the space. I was just tired of moving it around. And I have one more bike left, which is mine, and I'm debating on whether or not I want to get rid of it or whether I want to fix it up and use it. So, let's see here. I also ended up going to the thrift store today, but let me tell you how I motivate myself to go to the thrift store, or rather reward myself to go to the thrift store on certain days. I did not want to drive anywhere today. Like, I did not want to go out. I just wanted to list and do some stuff, get some stuff around the house done. But I did want to go for a run. The weather was super nice, and there's a thrift store about 3.5 miles away. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for a run, and that's going to be my reward there, and then I'll run back. And I did buy one thing there. I'll show you. So when I do that, it forces you to be very selective about what you buy, because you've got to carry it home 3.5 miles or run with it home. So this was just one thing that I bought. This is an IKEA Ekby. It's called an Ekby Bajarnum. And now the reason why I bought this is because I already had a lot of 3 listed, and this would make 4. So it's very easy to add to a current listing, and it makes it more appealing when a buyer can get multiple items within that lot. And it doesn't add to the shipping and handling at all. I've got 4 listed. Like, it's not 4 individual ones. It's basically like you're buying all 4. And if I find another one, I'll add that to the listing, because I just see these things sell for lots of 2, 3, 4 all the time. I believe they're discontinued. So anything IKEA that's discontinued can be able to get a premium online. So I'm noticing my local sales are really starting to pick up, and I'm wondering if, part of the recession, people are buying less online and more local. Just a random thought that I had while I was running. I don't know, but there's certain things that just won't sell online. They're either too heavy or it just makes more sense. There's not a huge price point, but every time I'm out thrifting or in garage sales or whatnot, ever since I made the switch to start selling things locally, it's really kind of opened my mind up to different possibilities of things that I'm looking for. Whereas before, you always have to weigh shipping and handling, what you're going to get, whether you're going to get a premium online or whatnot. So, and the benefit of selling locally is you're not paying eBay fees. So anytime I can take those fees away from eBay and put them in my pocket, I'll do that all day long. I always feel good when I have something listed on eBay, but I also have it listed locally and I end up doing a local sale. It just, I don't know, there's just something about it. Like I feel like eBay already gets enough. And they're finding more and creative ways to milk us. Between promotional listings, the new promotion listing that they have going on. I'm going to be talking about international sales here in a bit. Actually, I'm going to just talk about them now. So I ended up opting out after a few days, but during those first few days, I did get some, like 3 international sales within that week. Now I'm noticing I'm not getting any really international sales. I did get an inquiry from somebody from Australia today, and I don't have my store listed for international sales, but I still do get, a couple times a week, I still do usually get people asking if I ship and having international sales. I ship a lot to Canada, and I'm just seeing a decrease of that. So it got me thinking today while I was running. I am wondering if eBay, I know there's been a lot of talk about whether eBay's hiding listings or this and that, and I'm wondering if they're simply prioritizing, how do I say this? If somebody from international is looking for an item, if they are prioritizing the listings that have international shipping versus those who don't, like myself, even if my price is better, they may end up prioritizing and listing the ones that have international shipping. And the reason why they would do that is because eBay charges, in my opinion, an extraordinarily large premium for international shipping. Now, I realize they're taking on the risk. There's just headaches with international shipping, like there's unforeseen things that happen. The refunds that they're taking care with, that they're dealing with all of that. I get all of that. But I know, just from shipping internationally, I know that I can often beat their shipping by like a half. So one of the reasons that caused me to opt out of the international shipping is I felt like it was like messing with my sales, but maybe it wasn't. But then the other thing is I feel like I could offer a better price in the shipping and handling to the customer. So, and I felt like if I'm charging my shipping and handling a little bit higher, then I would rather make that money. So let me show you an example of something that sold today. I sold 3 of these little keg shot glasses. Going to Toronto, for $20 plus $15 shipping and handling. And it will probably cost me maybe maybe 10 to ship it. Maybe a little less. Because I live right on the border, so sometimes I can just zip across and mail it from Canada as well. So, and then it got like the whole thought of international shipping. Oh, and the keg things. Back to the keg. I seem to not have any problem selling these little shot glasses, and I like to buy. I don't know. Like there's certain things I just enjoy buying. I enjoy buying barware or man cave stuff. And generally, almost every time I get, keep this in mind when you're accepting offers. I should have countered. It was like $6 below my asking price. I probably should have countered, because apparently I hear these stories all the time. They're like, oh, I broke my boyfriend's, in this case, she broke her boyfriend's shot glass, and it was like his favorite shot glass. So she ended up buying, and she ended up getting 3 of them. So I probably could have countered it. I could have probably met her halfway at 23 and she probably would have accepted her. I probably would have, if I stood pat at 26, I probably would have gotten, but sales have been really kind of brutal on eBay. So yeah, I just accepted it. But anyhow, so it got me thinking, and maybe this is a dumb train of thought, but is the international, so I only ever really thought about the international shipping program of eBay from me in the States, meaning like how it affects me in terms of as a seller. Now, is it reverse? Like, is it, if I want to buy things in, say, other countries, is it the same? Is everything the same set up that way? Meaning, like, do they take care of the eBay sellers who are in other countries, and do they, I don't even know why I never thought about that until now. It just made me think about how it works, or is this just happening in the United States? I'm kind of not doing a very good job of explaining what I mean. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really buy stuff on eBay, so I don't see that buyer's experience. I'm all about selling things. I rarely ever buy anything. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've bought something on eBay in the last 10 years. That sounds insane to actually say that out loud. But yeah, I was just, I don't blame eBay for charging what they do, but I don't necessarily agree that it makes for the best buyer experience. So yeah, so I'm just looking at my notes. I had some notes that I wanted to kind of, a draft to kind of stay on track. I might opt back in to the international sales, and then I might opt in and give it 2 more weeks, because maybe, I don't know, maybe I didn't give it long enough to see whether or not it was working. I don't know. Like, the thing about reselling, you're just constantly like trial and error, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't, and then eBay's tinkering, and then now you've got two, you're tinkering, eBay's tinkering, and you've got, too many chefs in the kitchen. So I don't know. Anyhow, next item. I got so many of these things at a thrift store. Probably like 6 months ago. I probably had like 20 to 25 of these, and there were like different ones. Oops, showing you that. So there was some are with oil, some are without oil. Honestly, they're hair tonic. I don't even know what these things are. Paid like $2 for these things each, $2.50. Both of these sold for $40. And honestly, I swear this one guy in Louisiana has probably bought half of these things. Like, he's just, and I'm almost out. I'm so sad because I'm like almost out. But when I bought these, I just had a feeling like, and sometimes you get that when you're out thrifting. You're like, I think these things are gonna sell. Rarely does it ever turn out that I get stuck with stuff. It does happen every once in a while, but yeah, hair tonic, huh? Who knew? And they're old, they're brand new. I'll show you what they look like. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'm just baffled by what sells. For example, plush. This is pretty adorable. Puka. If you don't know who Puka is, it is a Korean character. And I'm guessing, so this is new. I mean, it's new old stock with tags. I forget the year. VOOZ is the company that put this out. This sold for $63. I'm guessing somebody who's graduating. This is probably going to be a gift. I just recently sold a Hello Kitty one. I think it was actually quite big. It was probably twice this size, and I think that one sold for like $80. So be on the lookout for Puka stuff. It's very big in Korea. The last item that sold today was a Le Sport Sac overnight weekender bag. It's pretty big. It's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, this sold for, I had it up for like 63. And me and the buyer, we did a little bit of a dance. He offered me 40. I countered at 50. He countered at 42. I countered at 47.5. He accepted. So that sold for 47.5. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing my shipping, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of thrifting tomorrow. I like to combine that if I'm going to be out. One thing I wanted to talk about was this that I had purchased the other day. I think this is pretty cool. I doubt anybody of you know what this is from. This is the cover album for the Phish album Rift, Phish. They are, how do I say, like they're kind of like the late 80s, early 90s Grateful Dead kind of style of band. And I only say that not because their music sounds like it, but because they kind of have that kind of following. So I saw this and I was like, I know that. And then I saw this, how do I turn this around? Well, let's see here. So I went online when I was at the store, and I was trying to comp it. And another one that had this little logo on it was asking like $270. And I was like, so I messaged the guy and I'm like, why is this poster so expensive? And then he didn't get back to me while I was at the store, and I ended up just buying it. I bought it because I had a hunch. I had a hunch that this was going to be a pretty good score. I like Phish, for one. I was like, I can't leave this here. So I bought it, paid like $12.50 for it. And the guy gets back to me and he goes, the reason I'm asking what I'm asking is based on two things. One is that that's what the previous one went for. And this was a promotional item that was sent to record stores. It was not sold to the public. So I love it. I love stuff like that. I know collectors like stuff like that. If it's not available to the public and you know, you're kind of at the mercy of how, you know, how many of these things survived the record stores, and you know how many of them, you know, this is in pretty good shape. It was actually in a frame, but it does have some light creases. It's not in as good a condition as I thought it should have been for being in a frame. I took it out of the frame because I thought it was just a straight poster that I could roll up and ship on eBay. That's not the case. It's a bit of a bummer. It's kind of like in a, it's like, I don't know if it's taped or it's basically on some sort of poster board. So it needs to go into a better frame. Whoever buys this, I'm probably going to end up having to sell this locally, so I'm probably not going to get the premium out of it that I would have gotten had I been able to kind of just roll it, lie it out, snap some pictures of it, and then roll it in a canister. So I was a little bummed about that, but I'm not going to be that bummed because, like I said, I am a fish fan. I think it's cool having this for the short time that I will have it, or the long time, depending on how long it takes to sell. Other than that, I think that's it for the day. Guys, have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll be doing that second part of that esoteric book haul. I just wasn't expecting on making a vlog. You know, I look at these as like a vlog format where it's just this one long continual stream of like kind of like my day-to-day stuff, what I buy, what I sell, what I do, my thoughts about reselling. Yeah, so I hope you guys like it. Can't think of any questions that I want to ask you, so have a good night, guys. Take care.